Group F, containing Italy, New Zealand, Paraguay, and Slovakia, appears to have a lot of parity on the surface. While Italy is the defending World Cup champion, this version of the Azzurri is not as strong and could struggle against any of these teams, including New Zealand, whom the Italians barely beat in a recent friendly. Although this Italian team might not be on par with the '06 version, history has taught us to never underestimate Italy at a World Cup. Yes, the squad is older and slower, but there's no denying the talent that still remains. Fabio Cannavaro seems to have lost a step at the back, but he's still one of the most intelligent and experienced backs in all of football. The biggest issue for Italy right now is the health of Andrea Pirlo, who is the team's playmaker and arguably most important player. Pirlo could miss several weeks of this World Cup, which would certainly hinder Italy's chances in the group stage and beyond. New Zealand could be the wild card in this group and stands to be underestimated by each of its opponents. Just ask Serbia, which lost to the All Whites last week in a friendly, and its players will tell you that the Kiwis are tougher than they look. Depth and scoring will be issues for New Zealand, but the defense is fairly well organized and should keep the team alive in most games. The All Whites don't pressure opponents that often, but when they do, the ball is usually somewhere near Chris Killen or Shane Smeltz. Paraguay is a very efficient side that finished in a second-place tie with Chile in South American qualifying. The Paraguayans defeated Brazil and Argentina along the way, so no one can question their international pedigree. The trick for Paraguay will be to replace fallen striker Salvador Cabañas, who was shot in the head in a bar in January. He miraculously survived. Nelson Heido Valdez, Oscar Cardozo, and Roque Santa Cruz are all viable goal-scoring threats and should be able to piece together a formidable attacking force in Cabañas' absence. The final team in Group F, Slovakia, will be making its World Cup debut in 2010 after previously competing as a part of Czechoslovakia. They may be first-timers on the scene, but the Slovaks should not be taken for granted. In qualifying, the team topped one of the toughest European groups containing Slovenia, Czech Republic, and Poland. The spine of the Slovak team is very impressive, beginning with Liverpool's Martin Skrtel on defense and flowing through Napoli's Marek Hamšík in the midfield. Hamšík, one of the world's best-kept secrets, has good ball skills and excellent vision. The backbone of the team ends up top with striker Stanislav Šestak, who netted 6 goals in qualifying. Who will prevail from Group F? Let's check the picks and find out. 3 of the 4 teams in this group probably have a legitimate chance of actually winning Group F, let alone placing second. The only team that doesn't is New Zealand. The All Whites don't have the depth and quality that Italy, Paraguay, or Slovakia possess, and will struggle mightily to score goals. Don't expect any game in this group to be a blowout, but New Zealand will likely struggle to gain even 1 point. I'll be generous and chalk up 1 point for a draw, though. The battle for slots 1 through 3 will be tighter than most people think. Italy is no longer a powerhouse and shouldn't run away with any game in this group, but they still have the quality to avoid being eliminated at this stage. It's a difficult call between Paraguay and Slovakia, but I like the strength that the Slovaks possess down the middle of the field. I think that will be enough to relegate a tough Paraguay squad to third in the group on 3 draws. Paraguay has a nice attack, but to me, the rest of the team is quite average on the whole. That leaves Italy and Slovakia as the 2 teams I believe will qualify from Group F. The Slovaks will edge Paraguay for the second spot, taking 4 points from a win over New Zealand and a draw against the Paraguayans. I don't believe Slovakia has the depth or skill at enough positions to challenge Italy for first, but they will make life uncomfortable for the Azzurri in the head-to-head meeting. However, I wouldn't sell the Italians short in finding a way to neutralize Hamšík, who they have seen quite often in Serie A. Even this down Italy squad should navigate through Group F without a hitch. Italy tends to start slowly in big tournaments, so I think Paraguay could surprise them with a draw in the head-to-head meeting, especially if Pirlo is unavailable. With Gigi Buffon and Cannavaro still patrolling the penalty area, the Italians shouldn't surrender many goals and should cruise to a first-place finish, although it might not be pretty along the way. Well, those are my predictions for Group F. Thanks for tuning in. Check out my blog, Off the Woodwork, for more previews and capsules of all 32 teams participating in the 2010 FIFA World Cup.